welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of This is KC Sports. Just like that, man. Just like that. It is Monday again, and I am happy to be here with all of you that are tuning in at the moment. On this gorgeous Kansas City day, winning the Kansas City way. It is Victory Monday. Yeah. This was for you, big baby. Mikey Two Guns. Where you at? How you doing, man? How you feeling after that loss, man? Let me guess. You feel like Matthew Judon? Y'all want to cry about the refs too? Everybody want to point at the Chiefs for talking about missed calls, and then when they team don't get the outcome that they want, they want to complain about missed calls. I didn't see very many missed calls. I watched the game and I don't know what the hell Judon seen, because I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and look at the highlights, because I will call it out. I will say, oh yeah, they missed that. And you can ask the wife, the kids, whoever's around us watching. I don't care on which team it is. I'll be like, oh yeah, look at that holding right there. So-and-so's holding right there. So I don't know. I have to go back. But anywho, before we jump into all that, like I said, welcome everybody. Welcome. Those who are tuning in, I know a lot of you probably still at the grind. Some of you on your way home from the grind. Man, just let me go ahead and be your entertainment to get you to the house or to get you through the rest of this work day. Man, Chiefs won. Another NFL week is just about in the books. We have one more game, and that is the Eagles versus Seattle. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be as crappy of a game as a lot of people think. I think we're going to have a pretty decent something to watch, because there's still no words on Jalen Hurts, whether he's playing or not. That they are keeping that date. When they say game time, man, they mean game time, don't they? Decision-wise on if he's going to play or not. I think Geno is out. So I think we get to see Drew Lock, Lee Summit native, MU native, Mr. Drew Lock. So that should be interesting. I do have some picks that I think I'm going to play tonight. I will gladly share them with you all. Just know that I am not your accounting, and bet responsibly. But we got some things to discuss. We had nice little win. I don't like to minimize wins or losses or whatever. In this case, I'm kind of minimizing this win, because I was hoping that it would be a little bit more of a smoother transaction type situation, I guess you could say, with this offense. First thing I noticed, there was some I don't want to say arguing at the line of scrimmage. It was more so, where the hell do we line up on the line of scrimmage, or how we line up. That's an issue for me. That's an issue for me, because we are getting ready to close out Week 15. Okay, tonight with the Eagles in Seattle. We're getting ready to close out Week 15. Why are we having these issues with the wide receivers not knowing where to line up? What the hell is that about? Huh? Like, there's no way you guys don't know where or how to line up. I have an issue with that. So, with that being said, my thing is this: who has to go? That's my question. Who has to go? Is it the offensive coordinator? No, I don't know. I don't know. Which is Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator. Or is it, what is his name? Um, Ombre, the wide receiver coach. If you ask me, I feel like it is the wide receiver coach. And the reason I feel like that is because we basically have the same starting cast of wide receivers from last year. The only thing that's different is no Juju, MVS, or not MVS, McCole Hardman went away, but then came back, wasn't very active. And when I say not what isn't very active, not on his accord, more so they Andy Reid hasn't implemented him more. And then I think he's slightly injured now. And then we don't have. I feel like I'm missing somebody that we don't have anymore. Can't think. But other than that, same same operating, same operating wide receiver room, right? For the most part. I know we have a new offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy, right? I don't think this falls on him. I think this falls on the wide receiver coach. A lot of people saying, how is it the coach responsible? How is it the coach's fault that wide receivers are dropping passes? Well, it's not mainly his fault that they dropping passes, but when you have issues with how to line up on the line of scrimmage, not knowing whether you're off sides or not, and just some of the route running and stuff like that, that seems like um, lack of coaching. There was none of this shit last season. And before I get to the offensive coordinator situation, because I don't, like I said, I don't feel like it directly falls on the offensive coordinator. I feel like it's the wide receiver coach. There was none of this. Now, when we talk about my issue with the offensive coordinator, I feel like Matt Nagy definitely isn't the EB, Eric Bieniemy. I Just like there's probably a handful of us, there's probably a little more than a handful of us, never wanted Eric Bieniemy to leave. I've always said he needs to stay here and take over when Reid is done because I like the way he coached. He was a hard-nosed coach. The way he look here, I know disrespect when I hear it. The way he coached Eric Bieniemy was not disrespect. Was not disrespectful. Did not test your manhood in any way. So therefore, players, you should not have felt like you were being disrespected or your manhood was being tested. Eric Bieniemy coached with accountability. Made sure that you took accountability. If you fumbling the ball, I'm gonna sit your ass down for a few plays. Simple as that. I bet you know not to fumble that ball no more. That's why Shady McCoy was so upset with Eric Bieniemy because he sat his ass down. Stop fumbling the ball. You carrying the ball like it's a loaf of bread, bro. One hand. No, protect it. But since you don't want to do that, let's sit your ass down. That's what we miss. That's one of the tangible things that we're missing in this Chiefs organization is someone to hold someone accountable for what they do. Everyone is ready to throw in a towel on Kadarius Toney. I'm not. I think Kadarius Toney has tremendous value. I don't give a bleep about that he's not, putting up 1,000 freaking receiving yards. Just because y'all all had y'all hopes that he would be wide receiver one, that's y'all fault. He had a pass that he tipped up, juggled, and it was picked, but it was negated because there was a holding call. I guess that might be what Judon is talking about. I don't know. But the other pass that he had prior, I don't know if it was miscommunication between Mahomes and him or what. I don't know if he overshot his route and Mahomes wanted him to stop at a certain point and he kind of overshot it, so therefore it looked like Mahomes threw the ball behind him and he had to extend backwards to try to get it and he couldn't. I don't know what happened there. Shit happens. That kind of stuff happens. And it looked like people were slipping a little bit on that field. Maybe he slipped. I don't know. I know the pass ended up behind him, and I don't know. That might be on Mahomes. I know. I get that Mahomes try to lead his receivers away from harm. So hey, he try to put the ball away from the defender. So then again, so if we look at it from that perspective, maybe Kadarius Toney overshot the route a little bit, and that's why the ball ended up behind him. There's different scenarios, man. I feel like just keep working. It'll happen. It's teams and the mental and all that stuff. It changes when it's a sense of urgency. We're not really in a sense of urgency because I prefer to see Mahomes on the road at this point in his career. I want to see it. I want to see him have to go and play a playoff game at somebody else's house. As much as I love the Arrowhead Invitational for the past, 4 or 5 years, I'm ready to see this new phase where Mahomes is, because we may not get to see it ever. Think about that. If Look here, the receiving core is going to get adjusted next season. Veach is already on it. I bet you don't want your quarterback frustrated, and Mahomes is visibly frustrated. So the receiving core is going to get tightened the fuck up. All right. If that happens, if they get this man some DK Metcalf, some Tyler Lockett's, some Debo Samuels, some Cooper Cups, some Puka Nakuas, any receivers with great hands, again, Mahomes ain't going on the road. Rashee Rice has proven that he can be counted on so far. So you got one for sure. Scott Moore, keep working. Keep working. Don't read, dude. Look here, man. If any Chiefs players ever come across this podcast here and y'all hear it, keep working. Shut down the social medias because they're all gonna talk shit because they're a bunch of whiny biatches. Okay? They're gonna clown you, they're gonna talk shit, they're gonna say, I'm ready for you to go. Just last season, everybody was singing Sky Moore praises, Kadarius Toney praises. Now you got a bunch of ungrateful, short-term memory, biatchy ass fans that's saying Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney has to go. Dude, these guys are playing for little to nothing. They ain't got to go no damn where. I would keep Rashee Rice, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney. Definitely them three because they're on BS contracts. Keep them. Now you have to do something with. You just need to find some people who, because I guarantee. Hold up, let me back up. If Sky Moore went somewhere else, he will look like a different Sky Moore, and y'all will be. We should have kept Sky Moore. Why did they get rid of Sky Moore? This fan base does this shit all the time. Ever since I was a kid, I remember hearing this type of talk in the barbershops, on the metro, all that stuff. Oh man, they gotta go. They gotta get rid of this player. Get rid of this player. And that player goes somewhere else and win a fucking Super Bowl. Why we get rid of that player? Why we get rid of that? Dude, shut the hell up. Let them work. Let them work. So, for me, the victory over the Patriots, for me, the victory over Mikey Two Guns and his Patriots, it was a little bittersweet. And it was only bittersweet because I felt like that loss to Buffalo was the tipping point for my offense, for my wide receiver core. I felt like that was the flip, that was the switch that got flipped, that was the straw that broke the camel back, or whatever the hell y'all say. That was it. That was the turning point. And we were going to see a smoother transition with these wide receivers where everybody was catching and running their routes. Not perfect, almost. So, question is this the final product? Is this all we're going to get out of these wide receivers? That's the question. If it is, I still feel like we can go far. I still feel like we can make a little run in the playoffs because we have the knowledge. And what I mean by that is we have Andy Reid. We have the brain of Andy Reid, and we have the never give up in Mahomes. Kelsey. My God, Killer Trav. I'm not sure what the heck is going on with my brother. Like, it's almost sad to see. Like, you can tell like he's slowing down drastically. Like, by the day, man. By the week. I say by the week. I don't see him every day. By the week, he just looked like he's just going down, going down, while still trying to be a top tier teammate. I mean, because the way he wrapped his arms around KT at the end of that game yesterday, letting them know it was gonna be all right. OG stuff, man. But watching Kelsey week in, week out, even the way he shifts at the line of scrimmages, it seems slower, like sluggish. Like he just like his heart ain't in it anymore, man. And so that hurts a little to see that. I mean, I know he's been in the league for a little bit and getting older and getting beat up and triple, quadruple team, but you can just tell like his seem like something's missing, or maybe he also feel like, damn, these receivers just ain't clicking. Man, I don't know. So that's where we are. Chiefs win. It was bittersweet. I'm happy they won. I'm grateful that they won. Mikey Two Guns, you just Taylor Page said Taylor Swift stole his joy. Man, look, I was about to say women do that, but I don't want my ass whooped at the end of this show. Not all women. Some women knows how to, I'm telling you, some women has that rejuvenating factor, and some women will freaking drain the shit out of you. So, yeah, that's a possibility, Paige. That's a possibility. Oh, stole his heart. I thought you just stole just his joy from his, I don't know. Yeah, she probably did, Paige. I mean, I was reading on Twitter yesterday, somebody was saying that they wouldn't be surprised if Kelsey come back next season. It's like if he come back next season, he's definitely done next season. And probably what'll happen is he'll retire, still a Hall of Famer, but he'll retire. Stop. He'll retire after next season, be a head roadie for Taylor Swift while she's doing her shows, keep the podcast, probably get a little bit in TV, knock Taylor Swift up, and then she'll have a baby, and they'll just ride off into the sunset with their riches. That's not a bad ending to me. That's not a bad ending at all. I'm gonna be honest. Mikey Two Guns. Oh man, everyone, what's up? Hey, Mikey Two Guns has entered the chat, the IE Sports chat, y'all. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? You remember I was listening to that show, and you and the host, you and your co-host was. Yeah, I had a whole lot to say, man. What do you got to say now? I tell you what, what's up? Look, Terry Rodriguez is in the chat line. What's going on, brother? Y'all get ready for set point later on today. We're gonna pause real quick, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna see what Mikey Two Guns is talking about. Terry Rodriguez, Paige. She gave me the side eye. That means I'm in trouble. And yeah, we're gonna pause right here, man. Y'all be easy. We'll be right back in a second. This is IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm Bishop. You're listening to This is KC Sports. Stick around.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. What up, Boston sports fans? This is Mikey Two Guns here, your host of Our Bleepin' City, airing every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Please join me. We'll talk everything Boston sports, all the local teams, college teams. I'm even down to talk MMA, boxing, whatever you guys want. So join me every Wednesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Chime in with your questions on the chat, tweet the show. We'll even have call-ins. I can't wait to hear from you guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. So once again, it's Our Bleepin' City. I am your host, Mikey Two Guns, every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you soon, people.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
You're listening to This is KC Sports with Bishop on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Is that louder?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to This is KC Sports with your man Bishop. Just like that, we are back. Before the break, we were sitting here chopping it up with some of the people on the IE Sports Radio chat side, and one of those people were my guy, this bleeping city that y'all can catch him out on, our bleeping city. Let me get it correct. He is a diehard Patriots fan. And boy, on his show, they were talking some schmiggity smack about the Chiefs, saying that they were going to put the beat down on us. So, my man Mikey Two Guns, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, bro, Mikey, so how do you feel about that game, man? One of your players, Matthew Judon, was talking about missed calls or some yada yada. I don't know. I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch the highlights because I didn't see the missed calls that he was talking about or whatever he said. I don't know. I have to go back and look and see. And if I find it, I will take note, and I will definitely talk about it on the next show next Monday. Well, next Monday is Christmas. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Maybe. So, Mikey, man, what is there something that you probably saw, or do you agree with Judon, or? But all in all, my only thing is I'm mad we let the Patriots get as many points as they got. Mikey felt like it was a scare to the Chiefs that they was getting there. I never felt panic. Like, I never went in panic mode. I was upset because I didn't see Mahomes scramble enough. I saw him take 2 sacks where I felt like he could have scrambled out of them. So that kind of ticked me off a little bit. Holding call that, let's see here. Mikey said Judon was going off on the refs. It was the holding call that reversed a turnover for the Pats. I agree with him. It was a ticky-tacky foul. Okay, so it must have been the tip pass / interception that was called back because there was a hold on, I don't know who it was on, or who got held. So from what I've seen, a little bit of it, like I said, I didn't analyze it or nothing. I just saw a little bit. Someone posted it on Twitter. I kind of looked at the video, the snap image, and scrolled, kept going. It looked like there was some jersey pulling, but it looked like there wasn't a lot of jersey pulling. So maybe it was one of those situations where, he like, dude, there was barely a hold, barely. Which brings us to this part of the show, this topic that I want to talk about next. So me and the wife was watching Sunday night football, I think. And I feel like when you have intentional grounding, y'all know what intentional grounding is, right? Quarterbacks inside the tackle box, they throw the ball to avoid a sack. It doesn't quite make it to the line of scrimmage. I agree. The game was a little too close for me. I agree on that part, Mikey Two Guns. But yeah, I think y'all still lose. Yeah, if anything, Mahomes would have played harder, and they probably, you know what, they should have. But we're dealing with Andy Reid now because we could have scored on your ass again, except they decided to not to. So, and it was like the last 2 minutes of the game. Like we could have smeared our faces in it. So anyway, intentional grounding. There we go. Couldn't think for a second. Inside the tackle box, it definitely wasn't a celebratory win for the Chiefs, Paige. You are correct. Quarterback throws the ball, void sack, doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. There's no player, no eligible receiver in the area. Intentional grounding, boom. Loss of downs, whatever. We feel like, man, me and Paige, we were sitting there, we feel like if it's intentional grounding, because this is how I look at it. If it's intentional grounding and the ball is still in bounds and the opposing team land on it, it should be a fucking turnover. That should be a turnover. That's how I feel about it. If that ball don't go out of bounds, that's a turnover. I feel like the I don't want to say punishment, but I feel like the consequence for intentional grounding, it's not harsh enough, like, because like, for instance, Lamar Jackson intentional ground last night. and Jacksonville, I think they landed on it before it went out of bounds, if I'm not mistaken. It might have went out of bounds. I don't recall. I think they landed on it and went out of bounds. So I think the only punishment was loss of downs, ball be spotted at the foul, where the foul occurred, whatever. And Jacksonville was still able to kick a field goal, and that's 3 points. What the? No. You should not be able to reward your team with points after you intentional ground. Especially, well, I say this. Intentional grounding on third down. F that loss of downs. If you intentional ground on third down and the ball's in bounds and the opposing team land on it, that should be an automatic turnover. F that. Because why you still get to score, a possibility of scoring after intentional grounding, you just lose it down, and because it's hardly going to happen on fourth down. And if it happens on fourth down, it's a loss of down. They get the ball anyway, so it's hardly going to happen on fourth down. But I feel like third down, you intentional ground, the ball's inbound still, and the opposing team land on it. That's a turnover. I feel like that should be the new rule, because you shouldn't be able to. If you exactly, they need to adjust the fumbling out of the end zone route. Yeah, because you shouldn't be able to, man. You shouldn't be able to score after intentional grounding, dude. That's how I feel. Because what if it's 17-17, right? And you're down to 30 seconds, 10, whatever, on the play clock, or not on the play clock, on the game clock. And you intentional ground, just, you back there, you snap the ball, you back there bouncing around and shit, eating up clock. And then you intentional ground. All you do is lose it down, ball spotted at the where the foul happens. You kick a field goal, you ultimately win the game. F that. If anything, turn it over, make the other team try to drive, and the game ultimately, more than likely, will end up going into overtime. That's how I see it. It's almost like you get more excitement bang for your buck. But anyway, I'm gonna try to push that. I'm gonna try to push that rule. I'm gonna talk to Veach. Me and him supposed to be on Zoom meeting sometime tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell him to try to push for that, because I feel like that should be the rule for intentional grounding on third down. You intentional ground on third down, and I get the ball off the ground. It's our ball. Right where I pick it up at. It doesn't matter if I have a clear shot to run to the end zone or not. Where I pick it up at, that's where we get the ball at. I don't think so, Paige. I don't think it'll be a high turnover, because intentional grounding, it happens. I don't want to say it happens a dramatic amount of times, but it does happen. But if we sit there and, I don't know, I'm sure it'll probably help out something, because like I said, how I intentional ground. Oh, you're gonna take a down away from me. It was already third freaking down anyway. I did it on third down. What do you mean? I did it on third down. If it's a loss of down, then it should be a turnover, because that means I lost the fourth down also. Because I was already in third down. It's not a loss of down. I don't know. Paige said she imagined lots of interceptions would occur that would be exciting for a moment, but I don't know. I mean, I'm saying, just think about that play that we saw yesterday with the Ravens. Because when you intentional ground, that means the ball hits the ground. Mic you up. I got you. The ball hits the ground. So that's where intentional grounding comes in at. So I feel like when that happens, if it doesn't go out of bounds and my team picks it up, it's a dead ball. It will be considered a dead ball. However, it's a turnover. I feel like that will a lot of now what would probably happen, the alternative to that, not interceptions, but you'll probably see a lot of sacks. Unless they get outside the tackle box and throw it away, then but other than that, yeah, you'll probably see some sacks. A lot more sacks, which will honestly make the game better in my opinion. So that's how I feel about the intentional grounding. I don't know, Paige. I don't know. No, because yeah. So okay, I see what. So you feel like the quarterback will be forced to find a receiver? No, because they can scramble outside the tackle box, and then if there's nobody around, they can throw it away. That's still there. That's still a be there. That's not intentional grounded. But if you're in that tackle box and you drop back like Lamar, somebody like a Lamar Jackson, for instance, who likes to squiggle his way around in the tackle box, and my guy is about to sack you, and you try to throw it up, and it doesn't make it back to that line of scrimmage and it hit the ground, your only consequence is a loss of down, and you're still in scoring range. What's fair about that? It should be a turnover because, like you said, the defense is playing well, and the defense would have sacked your ass. And in most cases, the defense probably would have. I guess it's almost ultimately like taking a sack. Depends on how far you drop back, though. If you're not one of the quarterbacks that drop back far, then, like I said, what's the consequence for you intentional grounding other than a loss of down? So I don't know. I'm gonna go to the drawing board, parking lot that thing, that idea, and I'm gonna talk to Veach, and then I'm gonna have to probably have him put Jerry Jones on three-way so we can talk to the brass ring, and get Clark Hunt and them involved and see what they think about that. I'm excited. We got some games coming up. We got two NFL games coming up Saturday. Oh my God. I wish we get another sports team here in Kansas City. Like NHL. ASAP. Mahomes, I'm gonna need you to get on that, man. So before I talk about tonight's game, mostly, we got Thursday night game coming up, Saints and Rams. Saints go out to LA, visit the Rams. I am going to take the Rams on that game. I think the Rams will clear easily. It'll probably be somewhat of a challenge, but I don't know. That Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua is a hell of a duo, bro. If Mahomes had them, Jesus Christ, watch out. Thank you, Paige. Put that on my calendar and let them put that on their calendar as well, and let them know that we'll be talking about a few rule changes. And make sure to CC Roger Goodell. I guess we'll need him involved in this also. I think I'm gonna go ahead money line the Rams versus the Saints. For Saturday, I'm gonna go ahead and money line the Bengals versus the Steelers. Steelers, I don't know, man. I don't know about what's going to happen with you guys. The Bills versus the Chargers, definitely money line them. And then Sunday, I think I'm going to go ahead and money line the Commanders over the Jets. I'm a money line the Browns over the Texans. Money line the Packers over the Panthers, of course. Like I said, bet responsibly. I'm not your accountant. Please be responsible. Take another quick break real quick. We come back, we're going to get into tonight's game, my picks, and yeah. This is IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
What's up, everybody? This is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Colin Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here at IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head prime-time face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it. Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to This is KC Sports with your man Bishop. Let's get ready to talk about these picks. Again, I am not a financial advisor. If you're going to bet, do it responsibly. For tonight's showdown, we got Philadelphia Eagles taking on Seattle Seahawks. At Seattle, I am going with Dallas Goedert. I know a lot of people call him Goddard. I say Goedert because it looks like Goedert. Over 25 receiving yards. I got Swift with over 40 rushing yards. The reason why I'm going with Goddard over 25 receiving yards is because, well, he's a tight end. I don't know why people don't use their tight end a lot. You need to start to, but I feel like with how Jalen Hurts and stuff was downgraded and all that stuff between Saturday and Sunday and all that yada yada with the sickness or illness, if we get Marcus Mariota at quarterback, he's going to hit the tight end. The reason why I'm going with Swift over 40 rushing yards, same reason. We give Mariota as quarterback and not Jalen Hurts. Expect a lot of rushing. Even if Hurts is playing, he's probably going to be on limited snaps, more than likely. Swift, I expect Swift to run a lot. I got Jason Meyer with 2 field goals made for Seattle. I also have Jason Smith in Jigba because, and the reason I got 2 field goals for Meyer, well, you're playing Seattle's defense. Even though, their top corner is out, I still feel like I'm going to put down 2 field goals for Jason Meyer. I feel like Philadelphia might kick a few field goals tonight. Or not Philadelphia, Seattle. Jason Smith and Jigba, 4 receptions. Especially if we get, well, not if, we are going to get Drew Lock. Geno Smith is out. So, in Jigba's with 4 receptions. Metcalf, this is where I'm a little skeptical at. I want to say Metcalf with a touchdown and Swift with a rushing touchdown. Only reason why I say Metcalf with a touchdown is because, like I said, the top corner for Philadelphia is out. So, that's where you would get, that's where you're going to get Metcalf, he's going to leave somebody else tonight, I guarantee. So I can't, that's what I'm going with. Swift, I keep saying, I'm sorry. What am I saying here? Yeah, anyway. I feel like Swift is going to get a rushing touchdown. Like I said, Jalen Hurts probably going to fill up to running that much tonight. DK Metcalf, a touchdown, he's going to leave somebody else. I guarantee you. Man, this cough has been kicking my butt. Like I said, Philadelphia top cornerback Darius Slay, he's out. DK Metcalf is going to the house. And Jigba, 4 receptions. I can't put yards behind them. I don't know what it's going to be, but I guarantee at least 4 receptions. Goddard, 25 receiving yards. Swift, 40 rushing yards. Jason Meyer, 2 field goals made. Lock it in. Lock it in. That's my first time giving out picks like that. So, a little choppy. Little choppy. One more time. Bishop picks for tonight. Dallas Goedert, over 25 receiving yards. Swift, over 40 rushing yards. Meyer, 2 field goals. And Jigba, 4 receptions. Metcalf with a touchdown. Swift with a touchdown. Lock them in. Win yourself a little piece of change. Just in time for the holidays. So, it's been a hell of a show today. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. I am definitely going to holler at Beach and them about the rule change. I'm going to put that in their ear. Paige is going to, she's sending out the email right now. So if y'all don't hear from me in a few weeks, it's because some powerful people in unmarked black cars came and picked me up. Oh, no, it ain't going to be nothing bad. It's going to be that Roger Goodell, he hired me. He's going to be like, man, well, welcome to the team, bud. You're a hell of a script writer. Oh, man. What we got going on here? Nothing much. It's Kansas City, man. Nothing much. Pretty much all our sport teams are pretty much done. Only one remaining right now is, major sports anyway, is the Chiefs. Yeah, that's about it. That's why we need an NHL team. Man, I want one so bad. That'd be great. But we can't have one. Thank everybody for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. You've been listening to This is KC Sports with me, Bishop, IE Sports Radio. And y'all be safe out there, driving home, going out of town for the holidays, whatever it is y'all doing, and have a happy holidays. Enjoy your family. Don't let that job stress you out. Don't let the holidays stress you out, man. Be thankful. Be blessed. Take care. Don't forget, real quick, my man Taryn Rodriguez with Set Point, Adam Karnick with Chi-Town Weekly, Way You At Sports with Joey. Check them out later on.